Hi everybody! Alright, so we're back again and I wanted to explain this time how to do weekly exercise 2. So weekly exercise 2 is kind of a tricky one and you really want to listen to my lecture and read chapter 2 before you attempt this exercise because it is going to be really hard to figure out what you're doing otherwise. So this exercise is using the 9/11 conspiracy theory as a demonstration of the principle of falsifiability. I'm not going to remind you here what falsifiability means. I've lectured on it and then it's in the textbook. So you need to really understand that concept before you can really do this task. Now to help drive it home, I've also given you a little short article on conspiracy theories and why people are so prone to believe conspiracy theories. So 9/11 truthers are conspiracy theorists. Okay, now I've given you two options for how to accomplish this task. You can either do it completely in, sort of a reading format, and you can go to this website and read their evidence that 9/11 was an inside job or a planned implosion, or however that you want to talk about it. That's the truthers side. Then you can go down here to this National Geographic website and read the scientific evidence that provides falsifiable evidence to support their claims that it was not an inside job. Okay, so that's one way that you can do it. You can just read everything. Or you can take the route that I prefer, which for me, I'd rather watch the 90-minute documentary on, it was put out by the National Geographic Channel, and they took 3 of the truthers' most common claims and they falsified the claims. And really, when you watch the video, you'll start to get absorbed in the topic and start to think, well, the claims were falsified. What am I supposed to be answering here? The scientists falsified it. Really, you got to wait till the last, after the tests are done, like the last 15 minutes of the video, they take the results of the studies, the tests, to the truthers, and they show the truthers the results. And really what I want you to focus on is how the truthers respond to the scientific evidence. That's where you're going to see the unfalsifiable claims that they make. I realize that there are other topics that you could use also. You could look at the GMO debate. There's a scientific piece from Popular Science. There's a graph about readers' feedback to the Popular Science piece, which is really an interesting example of some of the readers' feedback is unfalsifiable. And then also Family Circle did an article on it that is useful for helping to form your evidence for claims being unfalsifiable. If you really want to go crazy, you can use other stuff too. I've listed some possible things that have been hot topics over time, also that are hot right now. There are all these shows on hunting Bigfoot and other kinds of Bigfoots. I'm not sure what they're all called. The JFK assassination, the idea that the meteor that landed, that blew out all the windows and things like that in Russia in 2014 was really a missile. There's the conspiracy theory that says we never landed on the moon. There's, we could just go on and on, right? There's all sorts of conspiracy theories. So if you're familiar enough with another conspiracy theory and you know what the two sides of the arguments are, then you're welcome to pick something else. I just wanted to give you something that everybody could be starting from the same material. So that's why I gave you the 9/11 truther task. So here's where it gets a little bit tricky. In your report to me, these are the things you're going to be doing. First, you're going to provide 2 pieces of evidence from the truther side of the argument that are not falsifiable. Not falsifiable. Okay, so you're going to remember, listen to my lectures on falsifiability, read the textbook on what falsifiability means, and then you'll be able to answer this question, because it becomes really obvious when you understand what the concept of falsifiability is. It becomes really obvious how the truthers are making unfalsifiable claims. Okay, so now that you've identified 2 things that are not falsifiable, now you're going to, in number 2, explain what makes their claims unfalsifiable. What is it about those claims that makes them untestable, unable to be disproven? You're going to give examples and explain why it's unfalsifiable. And then here's where you're going to really struggle probably. What would it take to turn their claims around into something that's falsifiable? And I'll give you a hint. The things that they say at the beginning of the video that leads to the scientific tests are falsifiable claims. Then when the tests falsify the truther's claims, it's what they say back at the end that is unfalsifiable. So if you think about it like that, watch the video with a mindset of at the beginning they're going to say some stuff that is falsifiable, that those claims are going to be falsified by the scientists, and then at the end the truthers are going to make some claims that are unfalsifiable. Then you'll be able to wait for it, see how it pans out, and it'll all make sense. If you choose to do the reading strategy, you're going to have to be more alert to what the claims are that the truthers are making, and then try and tie it to what the scientists have tested and have been able to refute or falsify through scientific tests. So for me, it's a little easier just to go through the video. As long as I know what I should be seeing at different parts, it makes more sense. But I don't want to hamstring you. If you want to go out on a whole other topic, if you want to do it reading versus the video, however you want to do it. The key thing is answer these 3 questions and make sure that you've answered them fully. Even if you're wrong, at least attempting to answer them will help to ensure that you get full credit. Because even if your conclusions are incorrect, at least if you explain it, then I know that you were doing the assignment in good faith, and I can give you feedback about the incorrect components of it. But if you just leave stuff blank or don't do the assignment, then of course I can't give you feedback. So stick your neck out, do the best you can to figure it out, and realize that this is an example of how we should be thinking scientifically is in order to not be taken in by conspiracy theorists of all sorts. Okay, so hopefully that clears it up, and really, like I said, make sure that you listen to my video on Chapter 2 and read Chapter 2 before you attempt this assignment. Alrighty, I'll talk to you in my next video.